Well, our reporters on the ground, Nolan Pinto with me live from Kochi, and Gopi Krishnan is with us live from Thiruvananthapuram. Gopi, coming to you quickly, 20.2% voter turnout until 10 a.m., which is pretty good. How's it looking where you are?
Well, Shiv, we have the latest update in terms of the voting turnout. As of now at 11:30 a.m., we have 33.13% turnout across Kerala. Now, that is a very significant number considering or comparing this with the rest of the states which are going to polls. And Kerala generally see an overall voting of about 74 to 80%, because that is an average which would usually happen during the elections. And this time around, it seems it is going towards the same trend, because the weather usually plays a spoil part during this time with the unexpected or the unprecedented rains that would lash out in some parts of the state. But as of now, nothing of that sort has happened, and there is time till 7 o'clock in the evening. So certainly the numbers are only going to rise is what we are picking up. Now, talking about the political temperature, we spoke to Kummanam Rajshekharan. We listened to E. Sridharan of the BJP. Kummanam Rajshekharan has a lot at stake because he is contesting from BJP's lone sitting seat in the state, that is Nemam. And he is fitted against K. Muralidharan, who is a sitting MP. He is the son of K. Karnakaran, who has represented that seat way back, and also against a CPIM candidate V. Shivankuti, who was the MLA until 2016. So certainly the former Mizoram governor has a lot at stake. Similar is the case with E. Sridharan. He is contesting from Palakkad, where he is facing tough challenge from the Congress. And in the rest of the state, there are many other constituencies where the fight is going to be neck to neck, or fight would go down to the wire, if we can call that in a very systematic term. So that is how the trend is visible over here. The polling is happening fast and thick across the state. The numbers are certainly going up, and we would have to wait and watch till the evening on if this would ever break the polling records in the state.
30%, over 30% until 11:30 is very, very healthy. Priyamvada, lots of polling happening. Much more than any of the other states at this point of time. We've heard from all the big contenders, the title defender, the Chief Minister, E. Sridharan, and all of the other big contenders in this election. What's your outlook on this election in Kerala?
Kerala has always been a state where people have come out in large numbers, because obviously the literacy rate is high and they've come out, and it's a very progressive state in the sense people have always been very participative in the election process. So that's the reason why we see such good voter turnout. But having said that, this election is all about, many are talking about anti-incumbency, talking about what is going to happen to Pinarayi Vijayan. Will he get the second term? Because that's never happened in the history of Kerala politics. One particular party, getting another chance. But people have been quite decisive, like Tamil Nadu voters. Kerala voters have also been very decisive on the matters, the issues that matter for him. And also the geography of Kerala plays a very, very major role in the elections. Like, that 54% of the Kerala consists of Hindus, 18% Christians, and 26% of Muslims. The local churches, the mosques, and the temples, their leaders play a very important role in deciding who is going to be the candidate who's going to win. And we should also remember now, the local body elections just got over, in which the ruling party had a sweep. But having said that, BJP, as you rightly said, has made the inroads, and they're giving a tough fight. And also, BJP has not taken the strategy in many other states, but in Kerala, they have tried to take Christian voters along. They've reached out to Catholic churches. They've reached out to Christian community to take them along and, mix them with the Hindu group, because they are it's important. And also it's important for Congress, for two national parties. Kerala has become an important state because Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi have campaigned all for almost a month in Kerala. Coming and campaigning in a state here in Kerala for 1 month for Rahul Gandhi is huge, because he wants to make a statement. He wants to strengthen the Congress party. We know there was confusion just before the elections about how some of the leaders quit Congress in Kerala. He came and stitched everything together, and he reached out to people. We also saw Amit Shah and Modi reaching out to people in Kerala. So national leaders camping in Kerala, because for Congress and BJP, there's something very large at stake in Kerala. And that is the reason we see all these national leaders camping. Unlike, I would say, even in Tamil Nadu, they wouldn't have concentrated so much on Tamil Nadu. But Kerala is important for these national parties because they believe Congress already has a presence and BJP hopes to make a huge presence, and they believe they can make a huge impact with that presence.
Our viewers to think for a moment that we are, discriminating between the states. We are. Okay. Yeah, Veera Raghav, you want to add something on what's happening in Kerala?